Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is still Sunday. Oh, late Sunday afternoon. We're approaching 4 p.m. here. And it's been pretty much a lazy day for both Beth and I. It got so hot before lunchtime that really nothing you can do. And as you kind of look around at my compost piles, it's amazing the difference here with the drought. Everything is just dry. The ground is like concrete. The stress on the trees here, like I don't know if I've ever seen before that much stress on our banana trees. And as you can see by up there, they're just not even producing. It's pretty amazing here. So I'm just kind of wandering around here, and of course, as you notice, the ground is brown and dead. A little bit of green here and there. Here we've got a couple banana trees just basically succumbed to the heat. Of course, our rice hay piles, there's probably, out of the 20 loads we've picked up, there's probably 15 of them here. And I can't believe the degree to which they're just, wow, so completely drying up. Wow. Just quite never seen anything quite like this, that within a few days time they're like straw. Even the green stuff that we picked up, the last of our piles here that we picked up yesterday, and that the humidity seems to be way down, which means anything that's got moisture in it, the heat will just absolutely bake it. So I'm more or less just wandering around here on the property. You can kind of tell of how everything is kind of turning to dust. There's a little bit of green left in the in the grass. If you can find it, there's a little bit. Wow. Just amazing. I'm walking down towards the bottom side of our property here down the hill, as you can see, down towards the rice fields. Don't very often walk down here unless we've got rice planted. And if you can notice how the grass here, and of course in the neighbors where they cleared all this out, this was absolute jungle here back a few months ago, and they've been cleaning it out. I thought it was going to be up for sale. We haven't heard anything more, except I guess it's a multiple owner type deal, and one of the owners kind of reneged on it, doesn't want to sell, so that kind of leaves everything at a standstill when that happens. But everything's so dry here, and of course the leaves, the trees, it's constantly, the trees are constantly making new leaves and dropping old leaves. And with it as dry as it is right now, oh gosh, we could rake up sacks and sacks and sacks of dried leaves, but without any moisture, it really doesn't do any good. And even here along the border here, the grass and everything is dying. Yeah. Wow. I haven't been down here in a while. This is the bottom side of our property here. But as you can see by the color of everything, that it's kind of dying. Here in the shade is about this is pretty much in the shade most of the day, and the only spot here that as we look back up the hill towards our rice hay piles up there, that and of course the rice fields that we rented from our neighbor here, and even there the weeds have taken over, and it's a real thorny weed here. And like I said, nothing you can do now. It's absolutely hard as cement, and not much. I'm glad that we were able to clean up the borders here and cut down and burn all that before we got into the drought, because to go down there and do it now in this heat would just be overwhelming. And nothing will be done here now until we can get some rain, and a lot of rain, to soften up the soil, and then we can get the caribou and the plow in here to turn it over, and then basically pull weeds and pull all the nasty stuff here. But you can kind of tell here that, wow, yeah, it is dry. Yep. And our old well here, maybe get myself out of the shadow here. This covers up what our old well is. Some years ago, about 5 years ago, we had a brute come in here with a drill to drill us a well. They went down 7 meters, just a 3-inch hole, and then we ran some metal pipe down in there as a casing, and then inside that, and had a hand pump on here, and basically pumped water out of here. This is by far, it's the low spot on our property, and we were told when we moved in here that this spot down here was generally always pretty moist, water in it, and that even during the dry season. I guess they haven't seen a dry season like this, so there is basically no water anywhere, or no moisture even anywhere. Everything is just absolutely dry as a bone, hard as a rock. And we used that pump on there for 2-3 years, and had water even during one of the longest droughts we had. We had water out of this hole here, and it goes through blue rock. It's 21 foot deep. They ran into blue rock at 1 meter and basically drilled a hole through the hard rock here, the blue rock down, and never really did get out of it. What happened is last year, well, I should say probably, over a year ago, they came back, and they were going to go down to maybe 60 feet, 20 some meters, and in the process of pulling everything out and drilling, they got called away to another job and left everything, and we're sitting with a hole in the ground now that has filled with mud. And our first really project when we sell the house is to get somebody back down here and finish drilling. And they're supposedly now down to I'm trying to think about 11 meters, 12 meters or so, and then hopefully finish this off and put a pump on here to be able to pump water. Like I said, we know there's definitely water here if we can get below the blue rock, and that's kind of in the future here. everything depends on us selling the house and then being able to use some of that money. And this is the best prospect that we have for water is right here, and then to be able to put up a storage tank here and be able to pump water here. Yeah, bags of leaves, everything. It is so dry. This is still green and basically because there's a lot of shade right through the middle here, and that's where we planted the coconut trees here, and wow, they seem to be doing okay. Hopefully they got some good roots to them, and they all seem to be alive, which is a good sign. And like I said, brown all around this stretch right down through here, like I said, because they're shaded basically from the sun all day long. And you can tell kind of where the line is right here, where it turns from right here, where it turns from green to brown, and up a little higher there where the sun is shining right now, just all brown, and the grass is dead until we get some moisture again. And of course, as we look over here, you can see the pond, and below the pond, and actually where that drill well is and its location compared to the dam, the pond, and below the pond here. So yeah, just kind of walking around, show you a little bit different part of the property that we don't generally show, because there's just not much going on down here towards the rice fields, and especially now during the dry season. But you can see the back side of all the rice hay that we got there. But at least our planted coconut trees here seem to be doing good, taking root. Like I said, they're in the shade a good share of the day, and I'm sure that has been very positive with all the heat that we're getting. We're going to have to see if we can water them, get some water to them a little bit. And of course, once you get out in the sun, like here, you can tell right now, yeah, the grass is pretty well dead. It's been that kind of dry season here, and it's pretty well overwhelming. All the years that we've been here, I just can't seem to remember how quickly it changed and how dramatically it changed. And the drought that we're in right now, you can see the backside of all the rice hay piles here. Like I said, there's about 15 loads there. I was going to start cutting today. Oh, my ambition died. You know, sometimes, and I told Beth too, you know, we just need to kind of relax for a day, not really think about work or do anything, and just kind of take it easy, walk around the property. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And while I'm giving you another video here, just kind of showing you a little bit of walk around from the lower part of the property that I don't show in the video very often, because there's really not too much down there except our rented rice fields. And of course, we didn't even plant in the fall because there was little to no rain, and you got to have a good rainy season to start and maintain it. And of course, we never had it this year at all. We had rain in November, December, and some in January. And like I said, boy, when it stopped the first week of February, it stopped. And the last time we had rain was the 14th and 15th of February. And of course, now we're looking at approaching 6 weeks here And as you can tell by the sky, there is really nothing in sight. The thing I'm kind of amazed about is just how the humidity seems low. And that's really odd for here. But what it does do is it just sucks the moisture out of everybody with the intense heat. And wow, I can't believe here. Look at. I didn't see this when I showed the mangoes before. All the fruit and the flowers of the mangoes are starting on this particular tree. Amazing. Just that seems so early. Really very early indeed. And why basically just this one tree? Whew, golly. Hadn't noticed. Always something every time I walk around. Kind of notice something a little bit different here with the mangoes. I should probably definitely check them out every day. Always surprises here of what's happening. And of course, like I said, the stress on the banana trees is pretty amazing with not only the heat, the sunshine, lack of moisture in the air, but like I said, the ground is just, as you can see, brown. And we won't have to worry about cutting grass for quite a while here. So I'm back up by the house and by the multi-cab here. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Just another little walk around on the late Sunday afternoon here. Like I said, it's been a lazy day for us, and sometimes we need that, and we definitely needed it after you know, the work that we've been doing here and that. So from the back of the camera, I'm going to say you all have a really good day wherever you're located, and I appreciate you viewing our videos and seeing our life as, like I said, you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly firsthand right here. And I always try to upload the videos immediately after I take them. I've got none stored on the side. You know, what you see is exactly what you get here. So again, goodbye for now. And as I like to end my videos here, God bless every single one of you.